Hi, everybody, and welcome to the last in the series of Spiritual Expansion. I hope you've enjoyed the program so far. I've really enjoyed being with you and sharing some ideas and experiences about Christmas or about the festive season and how you can be with that. So just for a moment, if you've rushed to be here today, let's just take a moment and just maybe close your eyes and just take 3 nice deep breaths. And just feel that breath just going through your body. As you breathe out, you're letting go of any stresses and strains of the day. And I'm just going to look just while you're doing that, just open the questions, just in case there are some questions that you'd like to ask. So just bring yourself into your body. Just feel the energy from the universe just coming down through your body and out through your feet. And then maybe just as you breathe out, just feel the earth connecting, feel yourself connecting with the earth. Just to bring you to this moment, to bring you to the present moment. We're very good at being in our head and just always thinking about the past or always thinking about the future or how we're going to do something or if it's going to go right, if it's going to go wrong. And rather than, we miss the moment. We miss this very presence of being here at this moment. And when we go to the past and think about the past, like past festivities, whether it is good or bad, or if we start thinking about, it went so badly last time, well, are we going to bring that forward into the next one? Or are we going to just maybe go, well, maybe it's different this year. Maybe I can bring about changes for me so that I feel better about the festive season. That I don't bring the nags, the upsets, all the things that happened before into this time, into the moment, into the present. So have a little think about that when you're feeling about the festive season. Am I bringing the past experiences into this one? And if I am, then I'm affecting it. My thoughts, my feelings, my sensations are affecting how I'm going to receive this festive season, this Christmas. So maybe I need to think about how I will feel and be responsible for my actions and not everybody else's. When we're in this wonderful centered space, we are responsible for what we say, not necessarily responsible for the reactions of other people. But if we're saying it from an emotional place, from maybe the past, bringing all those experiences of negativity forward, then we could create an argument of some description. So try and be present and be responsible for your actions and not responsible for other people. Maybe have a think about that. Who are you responsible for besides yourself and your actions? So when someone does something that doesn't agree with you, are you responsible for them? Or are they adult enough to take care of themselves? So sometimes we take our responsibility for the world and for other people a bit too seriously. So remember, if you have to feel great about yourself and take care of yourself first. Because if you're feeling good and happy and content and confident about you, there's going to have a ripple effect on other people and other things around you. So, for instance, the air hostess one, where you have to put on the oxygen mask first and take responsibility for you before you can help anybody else. And taking responsibility for you doesn't mean to say that you have to do all the cooking or the washing up, or the ordering, or the caring, or the coordinating. If maybe you could just share it with other people. Maybe you could share it within the family. Maybe rather than go, I'm not going to do anything, do the bits that you like. Rather than organising all of it, why don't you do the bits that you love doing? Do what you love doing and just see what happens. So I've got some ideas for you to have a little think about the festive season, and some of these ideas may also be useful in everyday life. So I've got about 20 of them to go through, and if you have any questions or queries, please put something in the chat box, a question, or say hi that you're there, which would be lovely. And of course, if you would like to know more or see more of my videos, then go to lindawoodgate.com, and there is a series called Success of the Authentic You on there, and you can pick and choose which ones might suit you. Or if you want to contact me, go via the website, or my email is lindawoodgate@live.com. So that's my contact details. And so maybe I'll just go through some of the things and thoughts that I've had towards the festive season as a summary of ideas for you to take, because my objective is to help you, support you to feel good about yourself. And that to me is the most important thing, because of the ripple effect that you will have on people around you. If you don't join in maybe their argumentative style or their negativity. Because in the previous series I talked about getting in your golden bubble. Because if you're feeling confident and calm and in your golden bubble, which is just a way of putting a bubble around yourself, then the person who's argumentative has nothing to fight against. Because if you've got the argument here and you're very passive, these two won't hit against each other. But if you're both angry or both annoyed, then you're going to hit up against each other, and like attracts like, and it will explode. So maybe this year, be the observer of grumpy people, or people that overindulge, or people to you. They may not overindulge to themselves, but to you they might. But that's their privilege, their life, their responsibility, not yours. If they want to act silly, drink too much, eat too much, they're not your responsibility, remember? Only you're responsible for yourself. So you'll see me look down, because I want to make sure that I cover all the points that I've thought of for you. So one of the things for me, coming from England and now living in New Zealand for the last 12 years, is of course that my version of Christmas would be very cold and with ice, and sometimes we always wished for snow on Christmas Day, which didn't happen very often. But it was cold, and you see people rugged up, and scarves and winter gloves and boots and things like that. You'd always want to go for a walk Christmas morning in the bracing weather, whatever it was, so that you could enjoy the pre-dinner drinks or whatever it was that you actually wanted. So coming here to New Zealand, the whole festive season is different. And we talked a little bit about it before. For me, like for instance, it's hot, so it's completely different. And the whole festive thing is outside, not inside. And so sometimes people bring their traditions from their country into the country of where they are at that time. And it may not fit, and it may not suit you, and it might feel a bit strange. So there needs to be a little bit of flexibility. If you go, oh, my Christmases are always like this. Well, this year they're not. This year they're changed. This year they may be different. And it's embracing and being flexible about that, and not getting stuck in, well, this is my tradition, or this is what I'm used to. Not getting stuck in that, being more flexible and more adaptable to different ways of celebrating. And if people celebrate, that's for them their version of celebrating, which isn't always ours, and that's okay too. That's okay. And to you, what is the essence of the festive season? You know, is it going to church? Is it lazing around? Is it cooking the turkey, or whatever it is you eat for that festive season? And so just don't get stuck in other people's ideas of Christmas or the festive season. It's their version. And you, as I just said, you could be the observer of this. And the way, I mean, if you come from a space of neutrality, which is what we did when we started, then maybe observing other people's styles of celebration, you will come from a different space rather than imposing your will, your idea that theirs doesn't work, but it works for them. And so maybe you could be flexible and see if it works for you. Try it. It may feel okay. And also your belief systems, and the maybe people aren't the same as your belief systems about this day. And some people are really very spiritual about the festive day, about Christmas and what it stands for and how it is. And honouring that maybe extreme way of celebrating that day or not celebrating it is also something that we could be a bit more tolerant about around other people. So just because it's not your way, don't be miserable about it. And what is the essence of Christmas for you? You know, is it a warm quality for you of stillness and generosity? And is it all about the act of giving? What is it for you? What is that festive season for you? The one of the other things is maybe you can, just talking about little gifts, I sort of went right off there. When you're deciding on gifts for people, maybe you can create them. It's the act of giving, isn't it? Not what you receive. And I've already covered that anyway on a previous one, so I won't go there. And I did talk about love what is. You know, right at the very beginning, I talked about being present and the qualities of the peace and generosity instead of the feeling of Christmas in the past. So once again, bringing yourself forward with your inquisitive mind, with your creative mind, with your excitement of something new that you may love to be there. It might be new. Just because you're going to the same place doesn't mean it's the same old, as they say, or it's going to happen the same way as it did last year. And Auntie Molly's going to have a sherry and fall off the chair. She just may not this year. You never know. Things could change, and it doesn't matter if they don't, because you've changed and you've decided to be the observer of it rather than bring the memories of last time to the party. Does nature play a part of your festivities? Do you notice nature around you? What it's like? Here, being in New Zealand, it is completely different, and from UK. And so at Christmas time, there is this amazing tree called the Pohutukawa, which is out, and it's the most stunning red and wonderful, wonderful flowers. And for me, it's very, very special because there aren't many trees in the UK that have great big flowers like this one. So for me, they're very beautiful and they're red, and they're quite lovely to see at this time of year. One of the other things that we sometimes do is think about the people who are not with us now. And those people that are not with us now, or they've moved on, I call them recycled, moved on to another life, or maybe they're passed over, whatever way you choose that they're now not in their physical form. And sometimes we get a little bit sad, and we start remembering them. But maybe we could remember the positive sides, the fun side, because they would want to be remembered for their sense of humour, if they had one, for the lovely things that they did. And they wouldn't want you to be sad. They would want you to be celebrating, sorry, like what the season is for, to celebrate. So celebrate their life of what they were to you. Not feeling miserable that they're not there to join you, because maybe they are in their own way. Maybe they are with you. So some other little ideas. Love where you live, wherever that is. Just love where you live, and where you are, because you have somewhere to live, because you have somewhere to be. If you don't like how it looks, maybe you can change it. Maybe you can change around, change a room, change something so that you love where you live. Pick something, that you love about where you live, and focus on that rather than the bits you don't like about where you live. Okay. If you have pets, love your pets. They bring such companionship. They also teach us unconditional love, don't they? They always love us, whatever we did the day before, the moment before. It's as if they just really, truly show us how to live in the present, how to be here in that unconditional love. Whatever your pet is, whatever size your pet is, so love your pet. How about if you live with somebody that you love, that you leave some wonderful handwritten notes around the place for them to discover something nice, something positive, something caring, something that you love about that person or like about that person. And how about compliments? How about thinking or seeing or give somebody a compliment? Give one person a compliment every day and see how you feel about that. Pick something nice, whoever they are, even if there's someone you're not really keen on, especially at work. Why don't you pay them a compliment? See how it feels. See what it brings about. Look at them differently. They may have a particular belief system. They may be a type of person that you don't get on with, but there will be something. Whenever I've worked with people, a long, long time ago in the corporate world, and they were what they were, dynamic, strong, determined style people, who sometimes felt as if they were treading on others. Well, underneath that exterior, there is something lovely about them. There is a soul there of kindness and compassion. Sometimes it's really hidden. Sometimes we think that several people don't have an inch of compassion in them, but they do. It's in there somewhere. Even if it's very well hidden, it's in there. And see if you can see it, see if you can spot it. Or when the person starts to irritate you or something, go, there must be some good in here somewhere, and see if you can find it. Maybe it be in the words. Maybe they're just, that's their version of protection. And we talked about, love where you live, but love your surroundings, whatever they are, buildings, places, spaces, bits of concrete, whatever they are, just love them for what they are around you. And if you are in a concrete jungle and you haven't got any greenery around you, why don't you go out and buy yourself a pot plant? Okay, buy something nice for you. Give yourself a gift. It is the season of gifting. So what is wrong with gifting yourself a pot plant so that you can look at something very beautiful, very loving, very caring, that you could just be with? So that gives you something of nature. We're looking at the leaves and the flowers and the petals, whatever they are, they bring beauty and serenity if you want them to. And if you look at plants so closely, how wonderful they are, that they create incredible colours in themselves. The leaves, the petals, have a look how they're made up, how they create themselves, how wonderful they look. And sometimes if there's sort of several flowers on a plant, they're all at different stages, just like we are, all at different stages of their life. You know, one has just been brilliant and it's time for it. It's done its brilliance, it's done its expansion. There's one still in a bud, and the desire to be a flower is stronger than not to stay in that bud. So breathe in the air around you and appreciate that. I know we breathe 24/7, not all the time. It would be difficult if we didn't. But be conscious of your breathing. Just be aware of it and that you're actually breathing in life. And that's what breathing is about. It is breathing in life. It is giving you the ability to live. It is giving the oxygen into your blood. Without breathing, without air coming in, we will be unable to live for very long. So keep breathing, but be conscious of that breath. Anytime, anywhere, to bring you back into the present as well. If you are one of the people that do the cooking all the time, how about sharing it for change? How about asking somebody else to help you? Because people will want to help you. They may not do it the same as you, remember that. They will not do it the same as you. But the objective is to have a meal on the table. And if that is objective is met, that's the main thing. So remember, people don't cook like you. They can't. You're unique. So allow them to cook their way, create whatever it is, and that's okay. You know, if they burn something or it's undercooked, that's okay. They helped you. That is the most important thing. And they'll have a practice. Maybe they'll do it again. So they'll get it to your liking next time, or to the right for everybody else. Gives you a topic of conversation anyway around the table. And, you know, remember, you be thanking lots and lots of people. So how about thanking yourself? You know, be proud of yourself for who you are, where you are, what you are. The efforts and talents that you have. You do have talents, wherever they are, in whatever way. And it's honouring those that you have, honouring how you are and who you are and what you are, whatever that is. It's your uniqueness that makes you who you are. And that's really very important. You're not like anybody else. And you're not likely to be like your mother or your father or your brother or your sister. Similar, but not the same. Because your filing system, your subconscious mind, actually files everything differently to anybody else. Okay? Their beliefs, what you've been told, all those things are unique to you. That's why we as humans have to be a little bit flexible with everybody, because they won't have the same belief systems that we have. They won't see the world the same way as we do. They may not see the colours the same way as we do. And it's total acceptance that that's okay. Nobody has to run the world with your rules, your regulations, your belief system. Everyone has their own unique way of living every day. So what can you do for yourself today, this moment? Every day. Do something for yourself every day. And your feelings of obligations to other people, check in with those. Are you really obliged to do something? Maybe you don't want to do it. Maybe think about how you feel that obligation is there. Why is it there? And do you really need to be obligated to do that? Again, is it your responsibility? We also mentioned things about negative thoughts and feelings. Remember, your negative thoughts will affect other people. And so try and stay in the present. Be with your pot plant. Let your pot plant give you that neutrality, or your breathing. So there's lots of things I've given you to actually stay in the moment, stay present. Don't go back to what was before. Don't have negative thoughts. Don't join in someone else's negative thought either. Don't let them affect you, because it's you. And there's so many people out there want to moan about life, but hey, wouldn't it be lovely if you could actually just turn it round? You could actually really focus on, let's see if I can turn that into a positive sentence or a positive way of looking at something. And you could start doing that for yourself as well. How can I turn how I feel about this or that into something more positive? What is good about that moment? What is likable about that moment? And if it isn't, just see if you have the ability to change, to think of something different. Remember, our mind is an incredibly powerful thing. And our mind controls everything we do. Our mind over our body as well. So it's all connected, the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual are all connected. They're not separate entities. We are all one. We have energy that goes through us, in every single cell in our body has energy. And so they all gather together. And so there is the emotions that we have affect our body. Like, if I talked about a lemon and you started to imagine a lemon and the smell of a lemon and the texture of a lemon, and if you squeezed it and started eating the juice, how does that feel? Are you creating saliva in your mouth? So, our thoughts affect our body because the lemon isn't there. I just talked about it. So it starts the whole process. So be careful what you think about, because what you think about, you bring about. So have a go at changing little steps at a time, so that the festive season, the celebration of this time of year, the celebrations that people are having, you can celebrate as well. However it works for you. It's a time of celebration, and you deserve to enjoy the celebration season. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight. And I've just given you some ideas over the 5 weeks that we've been together of how and where you can be for the celebrations, whatever they are, and the traditions of belief systems, religions, whatever they are. Just because they're not yours doesn't mean to say that you can't be an observer of all these people and how they are and who they are. And who knows, you might learn something different about different belief systems rather than trying to shut them out or reject them. Everyone has a very strong belief and a very strong mind about it. So I wish you well. I wish you love and a wonderful celebratory time. Thank you for being with me. It's been wonderful to be here and be part of your life just for a moment. So take care, have fun, and don't forget to laugh, even if it's laughing at your antics or anybody else's, rather than get cross about them. Thank you very much for being here. I say goodbye to you now.